From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Wednesday, October 22nd, 2014. Silver is trading at $17.39 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,249 per ounce. And according to BitcoinAverage.com, the average price of Bitcoin is $384. Antiwar.com reports the U.S. airdrops of weaponry to Kurdish fighters in and around Kobani ended up quite a bit more embarrassing than the administration predicted, as the Islamic State released a video showing they'd intercepted at least one of the parcels of weaponry. The video from the Islamic State showed caches of hand grenades, ammunition, and grenade launchers, and will add to the massive amount of U.S.-made weaponry they already possess. Supporters of the Islamic State followed up the release of the video with a series of thank you notes posted on social media, rubbing in the fact that the Islamic State is armed in great measure by U.S. bungles. Pentagon officials are reluctant to admit their mistakes, especially the big obvious ones, and yesterday defended the airdrops on the grounds that most of the parcels of weaponry dropped ended up in Kurdish hands. Pentagon officials said they could not confirm the authenticity of the video, but that this was the sort of weaponry that was dropped and that it was possible. They promised a probe of the incident. Hi, I'm Daryl W. Perry, and I need your help to take Peace, Love, Liberty Radio on the road. During the 104-day trip, I'll be visiting at least 10 cities across the country, speaking to people about the ideas of peace, love, and liberty, while simultaneously continuing to create daily liberty media. To find out more about the tour or to donate, visit tour.fppradio.com. That's tour.fppradio.com. The Associated Press reports North Korea's reclusive government abruptly freed an American man on Tuesday, nearly 6 months after he was arrested on charges of leaving a Bible in a nightclub, but Pyongyang refused to hand over 2 other American citizens who are still being held. There was no immediate explanation for the release of Jeffrey Fowle, who was quickly whisked to the U.S. territory of Guam before heading back to his wife and 3 children in Miamisburg, Ohio. Relations between Washington and Pyongyang, never warm, are at a particularly low point, and the U.S. has sought unsuccessfully for months to send a high-level representative to North Korea to negotiate acquittals for all 3 men. Fowle's attorney, Timothy Tepe, who received a call from the State Department with word of the release, said Fowle's wife, Tatiana, screamed when I told her, adding, she is ecstatic, excited, use whatever word you want. State Department Deputy Spokeswoman Mary Harf said Fowle was seen by doctors and appeared to be in good health. She thanked the government of Sweden, which has an embassy in Pyongyang, and declined to say whether any American officials had intervened directly with the North Koreans. FPP Radio News is brought to you by Roberts & Roberts Brokerage. For over 35 years, Roberts & Roberts has been a trusted source for buying and selling your investment-grade precious metals. They now take Bitcoin for purchasing precious metals so you can turn your profits into a long-term investment. Call Roberts & Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on investing. 800-874-9760. Reuters reports Russia and Ukraine failed to reach an accord on gas supplies for the coming winter in EU-brokered talks on Tuesday, but agreed to meet again in Brussels in a week in hopes of ironing out problems over Kiev's ability to pay. After a day of talks widely expected to be the final word, European Energy Commissioner Günther Oettinger told a news conference the 3 parties agreed the price Ukraine would pay Russia's Gazprom, $385 per 1,000 cubic meters, as long as it is paid in advance for the deliveries. But Russia's energy minister and Moscow was still seeking assurance on how Kiev, which earlier in the day asked the EU for a further 2 billion euros in credit, would find the money to pay Moscow for its energy. Citing unpaid bills worth approximately $5 billion US, Russia cut off flows to Kiev in mid-June. The 2 countries are fighting in an international court over the debt, but Oettinger noted that Ukraine had agreed to pay off $3.1 billion this year to help unblock its access to gas over the winter. Many EU nations, also dependent on Russian gas and locked in a trade war with Moscow over Ukraine, fear their own supplies could be disrupted if the issue is not resolved. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.